Hello, ZmanTheVegan here today, or just Zach, whatever you want to call me. And today, I will be talking about the 4 head injuries I've had inside of my life. You ever had any head injuries, Apollo? Oh, was not expecting him to say yes. Oh, sorry to hear that. So, I've had 4 head injuries that I know of inside my life. The very first one was whenever I was a child. My parents would play softball, and one time whenever they played softball, I was walking up to my mom as she was getting ready to bat, and she was practice batting, so she was swinging the bat really hard, and I was like 2 or 3, and I was walking up to her like, "Mommy, I love you," and she didn't notice, and I was right behind her, and she basically hit me in the head with a bat. So that's why I've been messed up since I am a child. Just kidding. So yeah, that was number 1. I was like 2 or 3 years old, got hit in the head with a metal bat. No good. The next head injury on the list, I was a teenager, and I was smoking weed. A lot of weed. It was one of the first times I first started to smoke weed. And I remember being in my kitchen, and my brother knew I smoked weed, but I didn't want him to know that I was high for some reason. I was all paranoid, and I was making a bagel. And I'm making this bagel, my brother walks into the kitchen, and I'm really high. So I hold my breath as I'm making the bagel. I'm just like, hoping that he would not smell the weed on my breath. And then the next thing I remember, apparently I fell straight back. Oh, hey, what's up, puppy? I fell straight back and hit the back of my head. And the next thing I remember, I was looking up, and there was a light straight above me, and my brother was like leaning over, and there was like this bright shining light right behind him, so bright that all I could see was the silhouette of my brother. And in that moment, I didn't remember anything. I didn't even know who he was or who I was. I completely freaked out, and then I just ran into the other room and jumped on my bed, and then it's like everything just came back to me. It was very strange. I didn't go to the doctor for that one. In fact, I didn't go to the doctor for any of these except yeah, I'll make this a third one. Except this next one, which I've already talked about inside of a video, so I'm not going to go into details in this one. But basically, a bandmate and I got into an altercation, and if you would like to actually hear more of the details about this head injury, it also involves a stomach injury because I got ran over by a car. But basically, I was chasing after him. He was angry at me. I was angry at him. I was belligerently drunk. And I opened up his car door, or he opened it up, I can't remember. And I started to assault him and choke him. It was very horrible. There's a lot leading up to this. I don't just go around assaulting people. In fact, this is the only time, he's the only person I've done that to that I know of. It's horrible if I say that I know of. Anyway, so he put the car in reverse, and the car door hit me, and I flew back, and I still have a scar on the back of my head for that one. I believe that caused memory loss, because I didn't remember that night, but that could also be the amount of alcohol that I drank. And yeah, so that was number 3. Number 4 is a lot like number 2, but I was an adult, and I had just worked like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, overtime, like 12, 14-hour shifts. I just got home at the end of the night. I was in the bathroom with my fiance at the time, and TMI. So I was using the bathroom, I was standing up, and I was starting to get lightheaded, and I'm like, no, I'm going to finish peeing. I don't care how lightheaded I am. I will finish peeing, and I was forcing it. And then it was pretty much the same thing as what happened with my brother, where I fell back, I hit the back of my head, and then I kind of woke up with a light, and then my fiance was like leaning over like, "Are you okay?" And then I freaked out. I had no idea who I was, who she was, what anything was. I ran into the other room, jumped on my bed. For some reason, I always jump on my bed. It's my comfort place. And then everything came back to me after a couple minutes. So yeah, those were my 4 head injuries that I remember. Hopefully I don't have any more, and hopefully I didn't assault anyone that I don't remember. I word things very weirdly sometimes. Anyway, if you have had any head injuries or major injuries in your life, leave a comment down below. And thanks for watching. For the animals! Woo!